Vehicle battery low.
What's going on, everybody? This is Soulful of SoulfulSax Gaming, bringing you guys a new episode of Surviving Mars. So this is actually more of a actual time lapse than live gameplay. This is actually more of the gameplay that I recorded during the time I was sick a couple weeks ago. So in this actual time lapse, what we are actually doing is just doing some materials management, basically gathering the metals that are all around the actual map, doing some more scans of
Sector
the
scanned.
area grid,
Research complete.
and making sure everything is queued up for research. So that way we can make sure we have an abundance of actual resources at our disposal. As you can see, we have a lot of concrete. The metal is starting to get up there. And as well, we are definitely gathering lots of oxygen and water, as you can see up at the top through the actual status bar. So at this point, we're doing pretty well. This colony is actually thriving pretty good. So we're just trying to keep it and manage it very well, so that way we can build up the colony. Hopefully towards the end of this particular video, you will see we actually do start the actual design for creating the first dome, so we can get that start as a layout for the actual gameplay of this Let's Play series. But yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna let you watch a little bit further. I'll come back and update you once I do show you, or once we get to another scene that has a little bit more of importance, and I'll give you a little bit more descriptive with that. So I'll be right back.
Vehicle battery low. Sector scanned. Anomaly found. Sector scanned. Anomaly found. Research complete. Sector scanned. Cable fault reported.
Alright, so right here I actually go ahead and I send out the RC Explorer to scan a unusual anomaly, and those are the ones that you usually see with like the little eyeball. Those are like special anomalies that you want to scan. So in this particular scene, you're gonna see what happens once the RC rover does scan that anomaly, and that is coming up in a few seconds.
We've got bad news. The RC Explorer investigating the anomaly accidentally released a pocket of high-pressure gas.
So basically what that did is that in this particular area where that anomaly was researched at, now frequent tornadoes pop up. And there is some gameplay that I have that does show one of the tornadoes that pops up, and it was quite interesting to see it do that. I had never really seen one of the dust devils before in this game, because the previous playthroughs didn't have dust storms. I mostly just had meteors. So that is just a little bit of a clue into that.
Breakthrough discovered.
Alright, so right here I noticed that we have run out of storage space for storing metal as well as concrete. And so I went ahead and I just added a few more storage spaces for them. This area was actually kind of compact with it being like inside of a crater, so I kind of tried to throw those in so they didn't like overlap too much, and still enough space in between them to have that one little block space. Here we are queuing up some more of the research, so that way it's always running. And we're actually burning through the research pretty well. With the explorers, we're also getting an extra 100 research points per day, so that does help with moving that research quite fast. So see, there they go. Now they start moving everything, because what they were doing, it was just storing it, and it wasn't actually putting it down in a space that was a part of the storage bay. So we got that cleaned up, and now the concretes continue to be made.
Vehicle battery low. Cable fault reported. Vehicle battery low. Sector scanned. Research complete. Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Alright, so here is it. Here is the humongous moment. This is where I start thinking about my layout of where do I want to put my domes. This is actually a really good spot. You know, it had quite a bit of metal. Like the dollar sign ones are the rare metals. So this little spot had 4 right around each other. So I wanted to see what would be the best dome to use. With the 2 different updates, first update gave us the triangle domes, which was new, and then the last update gave us the ones that I was just using just a few minutes ago. So those are the newer domes. Most of the domes that we are accustomed to are the basic round domes, and I'm more accustomed to it, so I felt that going with a starter round dome might be the best solution. Right here is I'm trying to find the best spot so I can get all of those in the right area.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
So right here, I think this is where I'm going to go ahead and finalize my decision where to put the dome. Yep, and there we go. So this is going to be our spot for the first dome. Soon we will be able to get colonists out here and really move this colony to the next level.
Research complete.
Alright, so right here I decide to go ahead and call in a new resupply ship so that way we can get all the materials that we would need so we can start the build of that new dome. I also decided to bring in a couple drone hubs. I think I decided to bring in no, I did not. So it would have been good to have brought in another RC commander, but I think I do that on another resupply run. But right now we're just gonna go ahead and wait for that supply ship to come in. Once it brings us everything that we need, we can go ahead and start actually building this dome.
Electrostatic dust storm approaching. Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Alright, so this is where I go ahead and I place down the area for the new ship to come in. I'm also destroying this concrete extractor because this area actually had ran out of resource. Even though you can still see it's still more of it available, I need to put down a new extractor in a different space so that way we can continue to extract more concrete, as you can see. So I use the status bar where it says available resource. I move it around until I get that perfect spot to get that perfect right number right there. Yep, right there. Just run a new cable so that way that continue off the one where we had, and just make sure it connects to the machine. Once we get that rebuilt, we can get that reconnected. And yeah, I go ahead and I activate them to install the new extractor. Because I had originally put down 4, I only actually built 1. And now I just turned on the construction for them to go ahead and finish building that next one. Alright, so at this particular point the robots have they're going in and they're actually setting up everything, and there they go. And they've installed the new concrete extractor. It is off and running and working. So at this particular point we are basically just making sure that everything is organized. The robots are taking off all the resources from off the ship, and I put down a couple more dumping sites because I was noticing this is starting to get full. And hopefully in the next episode we will be able to start the construction of the dome. So I'm going to let you guys go here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely check us out over on Twitter at SoulfulSax Gaming. Definitely, if you like this video, smack it with a like button and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Enjoy.